I'm Eric Simon for Ulysses Spiel, and this is my road trip from Chicago to PaizoCon in Seattle. We are right now about halfway between Milwaukee and Madison, where we're going to make our first stop at Pegasus Games in Madison. I'm sitting here at the counter of Pegasus Games, just outside of Madison, Wisconsin, and I'm here with
Steve Lemberg.
And Steve, let me ask you a question. Are you familiar with Torg?
Sadly in a vague sense. I remember seeing it a lot on the shelves.
Well,
That's the best I can tell you.
so you never got a chance to play. So let me ask you this question. What do you think a Torg is?
What do I think a Torg is? It sounds like a far-off fantasy realm, very, very primal and dark and frightening.
A primal and far-off fantasy realm. Interesting. Take a wild guess. Just what do you think when the word Torg is said? What does that mean to you?
It sounds kind of like a Neanderthal kind of monster creature thing. I
There-
have no idea if that's right.
Neanderthal monster creature thing. Definitely. What do you remember about Torg?
Just a little bit about everything. I mean, it was fun. You never knew what you were going to do. You never knew. My favorite part about role-playing games is screwing up, and it was so much fun to do when you disconnect, and all of a sudden you've got this really cool character that can't do anything anymore.
Right. So what was one of your favorite cosms?
Tharkold.
Pegasus is participating in Free RPG Day, correct?
Yes, indeed we are.
All right, so we'll be able to get copies of the Torg Eternity preview then.
Very good.
Excellent. So come to Pegasus Games and check out Free RPG Day, June 17th.
Yes, indeed. Thank you very much.
I'm here at the Source Comics and Games, just north of Minneapolis, Minnesota, and I'm talking to
Chad.
Hi, Chad. So you have played Torg before, is that correct?
Yes, many, many years ago, back when it was still a West End Games game. It's something I played probably in my late 20s, I want to say.
Now I'm here with
I'm Patrick.
Patrick. So what do you think a Torg is?
What is a Torg?
Yeah, what is a Torg?
Well, I know it is a role-playing game system.
Sure, but obviously the name has to come from somewhere. So what do you think the name means?
I have absolutely no idea. I would assume it's the world. But
And I'm talking to...
Josh Leese.
And Josh, you said you have only heard of Torg. Is that correct?
That's correct. I've never played Torg. I've seen it many, many times during my years collecting Dragon Magazine. It always looked really, really cool, had beautiful art and beautiful ads, but would never actually played it.
Cool. So do you know what a Torg is?
Not really.
What do you think it might be?
It always looked like it was kind of sort of an alternate reality, kind of dimension shifting sort of game, and it looked really, really interesting. A lot of kind of genre mashup, but beyond that, didn't really know.
To me, like, Torg is like you want to just torture somebody with like a flame floor, just I don't know.
Deadpool will Torg someone with a flamethrower. I think that's appropriate. Thank you very much, Deadpool.
You're welcome.
So you mentioned the cyber papacy.
Yes.
Was that one of your favorite cosms, or did you have another favorite cosm?
I liked all of them. I thought the concept of having all the different things, like there was a couple of different horror genres in there. There's definitely a couple of different cyberpunk kind of stuff. I mean, the cyber papacy was very different than what was going on with Japan and the Nippon stuff. You had a couple of different, even the British stuff was different than some of the other fantasy stuff in Europe. So I thought that was a cool idea. I really didn't have a favorite. I did a lot with the I can't remember what the United States stuff was called.
The Living Land?
Living Land, yeah. I thought that was a great place to start because usually I wanted to get people. I like to run a beginning game, somewhere where people have some sort of connection to their regular life. So I'd start in Minneapolis and go from there. So
Sure. So you guys are participating in Free RPG Day, right?
absolutely.
Well, you'll be happy to know that we have a supplement that we'll be sending as part of that, and it is set in the living land. So if you want to get people started, that's going to be a good way to do it.
Sounds great. Is it going to have a situation where we can play right out of the box? Or?
Yeah, so it's a more of a simplified version of the system, like a lot of the free RPG stuff. But yeah, you can just pick it up and run that scenario right here in the store.
Sounds great. I'm sure we'll run that for that. I know there's definitely some people that have been playing Torg in the past that are going to be here playing or running some games for our free RPG days. So.
Awesome. So come down to the source.
Thanks.
So we've been walking around the source, and it didn't occur to me to ask, what does the source mean? I've been asking a lot of people, what does Torg mean? But I didn't know what the source meant until I found this. Every single Mountain Dew? Truly, this is a source for geekdom.